Yo, today I want to talk about thinking for yourself. I have had some conversations with friends recently, which were great because I love my friends. Some of them, the conversations, were confusing to me because I noticed that we talked a little bit of politics or something in it, and I noticed that my friends had like political views. And then I always ask them, like, okay, so why do you think that? What motivates you to think that? What impact does this thought have on your life? Why do you cultivate this narrative, this line of thought, whatever their beliefs were? Let's keep it somewhat general. Maybe I'll give an example later, but. And then they explained themselves, and it was funny because what they said about themselves and what they wanted from life or something, that belief that they mentioned earlier was not in line with that. And I think it's like that for a lot of people. The whole internet, Twitter, wherever you like to be, news, I don't know. And then also every niche news kind of sells you a narrative, and you pay for that with your attention. And just because that narrative that niche news site X is telling you is different from mainstream news, for example, it doesn't make it any better. And I mean this very agnostically in any political direction, whatever. I don't care about that very much. So all of that is external. And you as an individual are different from all of that. You may have some overlap, some share with some of these external things you see. And you're like, yeah, I like that better than this. And those people more than them, and that information resonates more than this. But you will always be lacking something if you don't think and make these choices for yourself. I think that's a big reason why there's a narrative that I find quite good that's like, go away from social media and the news. Because what you want to find out, what you want to have as a source of information is yourself. And so I would ask you, do you really know what you think? Or what you think is maybe not the right word, what you like, or what you are like, which is kind of the same thing. Have you really observed yourself? Have you spoken to yourself? Have you tuned in to your own program? This is possible. How do we do that? Well, first of all, let me tell you, I'm not perfect in this at all, especially in the last few days. And maybe that's why I need to talk about this right now. I've been on Twitter a lot, and I love information, man. I consume things all the time from, all sorts of funny sources. I just love information because it helps me to see what resonates with me. It's actually a good way to find yourself, but it cannot get you all the way. I'm not even sure if it can get you 80%. And so I just wanted to get that out there that, I don't want to, maybe I do want to preach a little bit, but I don't want to preach too much. Because I totally understand if, you like information, especially if you're an internet kid or something, and you enjoy scrolling and whatnot. But I'm sure, haven't you noticed these moments where you're just like scrolling and then you're like, what am I doing? And then you close your phone and then you put it back in your pocket. And then you pull it back out and you open the same app you were on and you're like, what did I just do? And it's just these automatic movements that are so deep inside of you. And I think these are the glimpses that you get where it's like, am I controlling this myself? Or am I like being controlled? But well, first of all, let me give you all my understanding for these kind of proclivities. And then let me ask you, have you sat with yourself for a while in silence? Have you let it happen? Have you let thoughts emerge from deeper? Have you maybe seen some moments where you've seen, let's say, a piece of information that you think you believe and that you agree with, but a part of you is like, maybe there's something wrong with that? And then have you followed such a thread to maybe find out more? Well, you might be asking, so why should I do all of that? Well, it seems to me that ultimately that's the way to build the life that you can have. And it's not just about can have. It might be the only life that you're able to live without significant pain and distraction and lack of fulfillment. Don't you think? We all know the narrative of living for somebody else. Everybody who's seen Fight Club, for example, and enjoyed that is like, yeah, there's a freedom in that. It's very nihilistic and destructive. But there's another way. I listened to a song the other day. I think it was called Les Fleurs it was an old funky song. I really liked it. And the lyrics went something like, inside of every man there is a seed. If he lets it grow, he will find beauty and power, or something. What that means is that you can really pay attention to that seed, to what's inside of you. And over time, nurture it. And let it grow. And tune into that. Tune into your own program. Without listening to all of the information that wants to get through to you. I think I'll stop it there. I would love to know how you feel about this. And if you want to know more about how practically, specifically, you can do that to tune into your own program and maybe close your blinds sometimes to too much outside information, then please let me know. And I would love to talk more about it. Thank you. Done for now.